Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Dirty South Show. This is your girl, Southern Girl. Upon request, I am doing a Michael Jackson movie review, breakdown, Rollo. So this is for you. So I guess I want to get started by saying that I know a lot of you already went out to go and see the movie recently, as I did, and I just want to give my opinion on the things that I viewed. First of all, overall, it was a great movie. I think as a representation of Michael Jafar Jackson did a very, very great job of just with the mannerisms, the speech, the cadence, everything that he tried to replicate. His performances they were on point. His acting, the whole nine. I hear that he actually had to go through auditions for this role. Even though this is Michael's nephew, they still wanted to go ahead and do the whole nine, and make sure that he was the right person to select, not just because he's of blood relation. I personally feel like there's really nobody else that they could have chosen that would have done a better job of playing the role of Mike. Also, I want to say that if you're looking to get depth out of this movie, it doesn't give that at all. It's not for in-depth detailed storyline at all. But it just gives you a overall grazed overview of his life in segments. The biggest thing about the movie is not so much his relationship with his siblings, because really, to be honest, they weren't even needed to be added to the movie, which two of them weren't even depicted in the film, and I believe that was Janet and Reby, and that's only because it was told that they didn't want their portrayal to be placed into the movie for their own personal reasons, and they're trying to honor their wishes, which is understandable, but honestly, the brothers and everybody else that was in there in the film had very, very minimal roles. I feel like if they did have a scene, they gave like a bunch of one-liners. Their roles weren't really that great in the film. The film dynamic was mostly about his dynamic, Michael's dynamic with his father. And the gentleman, the actor that played Joe Jackson, and I'm so sorry for not remembering this man's name at the moment, but he did a very great role in that movie. So much to the point where I couldn't stand him, and it's like when a person is really doing what they're supposed to be doing, they're giving what they're supposed to be giving, because you feel something behind that, and I couldn't stand his character at all whatsoever. But it was more so about the power struggle between him and his dad, and him trying to assert his independence and breaking away from his family and step into the shoes of being Michael Jackson. I really feel that that was the main origin story of it. Like I could pick apart a whole bunch of stuff in this movie, which I will go through in a second. Oh, hey, Stunner, what's going on? Yeah, yeah. Well, I don't know if she gonna be in the sequel. To be honest, um, it's a lot of things that they had to cut out of this movie. Some of it is for legal reasons, and some of it was just trying not to go against certain family members' wishes. And so I don't know what issue Janet personally has with the movie itself, or other family members as well. I heard Paris didn't too much like the film that much. Janet, Reby, it's there's more family that really just wasn't really rocking with this movie for their own different reasons. But yeah, it does take away some of his story, not having certain individuals added to it. But that's a whole other thing. I feel like the only thing I would say my pet peeve about the movie was the pacing. The pacing was kind of all over the place, and then when started one time period and then jumped to a whole nother time period. And I know realistically it's not, you can't pack everything about this man's life into a 2 hour time span. I know that's damn near impossible. So I get that, but they also jumped over like real pivotal milestones that he made in his career. Like they didn't even like really go into the Wiz or nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? Like I felt like that's something that they just totally left out. And then it just the part when after the Pepsi commercial and he, you know, got burned and everything and stuff like that, and he was recovering. The part when he said that I have a second chance at life, I want to use this opportunity to help my family. Um, I disagree with that. I think that's Hollywood scripted because it was very much known that he did not still want to do that tour. He didn't want to do that tour just because he got a second chance at life. He was totally against it. And what ended up happening was they ultimately, I want to say they manipulated this man. The brothers, the dad, they couldn't talk him into really still proceeding with this tour. So what did they do? They went and used the one person that he is powerless against, which is his mother. And they used her to talk him into doing the tour. And if it was not for her, I don't think he would have done it. I really don't think he would have done it. And that's another thing that I have to say. I got a bone to pick with that. I mean, this is no disrespect to Michael's parents. I know these were different times and everything, but I really do feel like Catherine could have did more to protect her children from this man. You know what I'm saying? Like I know I'm saying this because I wasn't there. I don't know the whole entire dynamic, but I am a mother, and one thing you cannot tell me, I'm going to protect my children at all costs. Even if it's against their own father. I don't give a damn. Ain't nobody can tell me that you as a mother, you had this being, this life in your body for 9 months. you delivered, you cared for them, everything. To see somebody treat your child like that and you just turn a blind eye to it, that didn't sit well with me. You can tell even in the beginning scene of that movie that when they were in the living room rehearsing, and Joe was doing what Joe do, Michael kept looking at his mother for protection. She wanted him. He wanted her to, stop this. And it was a lot of moments in the movie like that. It was a lot of moments in the movie where she could have, and she, they showed certain scenes when she was like, no, you can't keep doing this to them and all of that. But by that time, man, it's already been so much damage being done, dude. Like, you were supposed to did that when they were young. You waited till they got to be grown to say some shit. Like, I mean, man, shout out to Nia Long, though. Nia Long did her thing, and I think that, she played that part well of Katherine Jackson. So, yeah, with that being said, though, I feel like if you are not a serious mega fan, there's not you're gonna look at this with fresh eyes, and there's gonna be a lot of stuff that you probably didn't know or wasn't informed about. Being that I've been a fan of his for so long, a lot of this stuff that I've already known, and I could tell what's been glamorized for the camera, and what's been kind of twisted and contorted to fit whatever Hollywood wanted to do with this. What did it say? Right, right. And that's what I'm saying. It's like that is why he was so much wanting to break away from that family. Nobody could. Whenever later in life, his siblings couldn't even see him. His parents or his father and brothers had to make appointments just to get access to him. Because when he got to Neverland and created his own space for himself, he distanced himself from his folks. And I can't say that I blame him. After what I saw, I can't say that I blame him, man. Look, everything bad stemmed from really one person. I gotta keep it 100. And this is coming from a psychological standpoint. All that abuse, all that poor self-image that he was given about himself, all of that stemmed from his dad, man, and all that damage became, his demise at the end of the day. Yeah, there was other things contributing to that, like the drugs, the accident, all that stuff. But ultimately, the way he felt about himself all stemmed from his motherfucking daddy. So, you know what I'm saying? I never did really cut for that. I can't stand that. That hurts to even know that he endured all of that and had the whole family on his back, carrying everybody to the best of his ability. And just for that to end like that, that's crazy, dude. That's insane. But I have much respect for him and, the strength that he had to keep going like that and going and going and going and living just in fighting his own personal demons and being lonely and can never, live a normal life. Basically being made to work since the age of 5 and just having your father living through you, and it's just all kinds of stuff like that's not healthy, and that I know that tore him apart. his soul, all of that, struggled with all of this stuff. I can't say that I would be, of same mind if I had to go through what he went through. Because that's a lot. That is a lot. And I'm just curious as to when the sequel comes out, which I've heard that there will be a sequel, what all that second half of the movie will entail. And how much will they be able to show us getting around the legal aspect of certain allegations and all of this stuff that he had to go to trial for. So it's gonna be interesting to see where they're gonna go with all of this. And but like I said, overall, I enjoyed the music. The performances were great. I feel like they could have, even if they didn't want to give this a storyline, they could have made this into a concert movie, and people still would have paid money just to see Jafar perform his uncle's songs and do the performances just by themselves. I have to say that those are some pretty big shoes to fill. I know Jafar has been putting out his own music and everything years before this movie was even thought about. But it's gonna be hard to get out of that shadow of a person that's big, so bigger than life, and you sound and sing exactly like this man. There's no way you're gonna be able to me, there's no way you're gonna be able to get out of that shadow, and it's gonna be hard, to deal with that. But I think it could be done over time. You don't see a lot of his music being listened to or promoted, and for what reason, I have no idea. But I came across some videos that he's put out, and they're not bad. They're not bad at all. So I wish him the best of luck with whatever he decides to do, even after this movie is completed. I feel like he has a really bright future ahead of him, and I'm not just saying that because he's sounds like his uncle or anything like that. Like, I really feel like he can has the talent to be pushed in a positive direction. So yeah, with that being said though, anybody else in the chat want to add to anything, or if you have an opinion about the movie, let it be known. I'm really doing this review because somebody asked me to. But just trying to break down the scenes and everything. And I love how they even address Bubbles was a big part of his life in the film. I think that's a part of what kept him sane. Because really, if you really want to be real, Bubbles was like an emotional distress pet. Same as how we have ESA dogs and stuff like that. That was his emotional support animal, bottom line. And I think it fed a longing for him to nurture something and to love something, and for something to love him without wanting something from him. He wanted to nurture, he wanted to be a father, all of these things. So that was his substitute at that time period. But go see the movie, man. I encourage everybody to go out and support it. I'm saying this like, like I'm profiting from this or something like that. I'm not getting no promotional deals from none of this. I'm just a person who can appreciate Michael Jackson and his music. Let me tell you something. For those who don't know, me like that, I can tell you what Mike means to me. I may not have known him personally. I've never met this man a day in my life. But I can relate to him through his music. He puts all of his feelings and everything into his music, and it resonates with me. I had a very, very rough childhood, and his music got me through a lot of tough times in my life where there were times when I didn't even want to be here anymore. And I was able to listen to his song that got me through one more day. It got me through one more incident. It got me through a whole lot of things. That's why, I feel so deeply about it. It's not just because I'm this just crazy mega fan. The music means more to me because it was all that I had at one point in time. You know, yeah. I don't want that for him. I don't want that for him at all. Like typecasting, that is a real thing, and people will do it to you really quickly. Once they feel like they want to put you in a box, they'll do it. But uh, hopefully he'll break out into different roles other than just the one he's currently in. Oh, and the young Mike, yeah, the young Mike, he did a good job too. Yes, you say hey, the Prince reference. Now that's documented. He actually did say that in real life that he felt like if he didn't act on the blessing that was coming down to him, because all of his music that he did, he felt like it came from somewhere above. So he said, I can't sit on it. Once it come to me, I gotta act on it, write it down, and then just start. I gotta do it. Whether it's 3 o'clock in the morning, he could be waking up out of sleep. Start writing the songs down and just do it. Because if he doesn't, it's just gonna go away. And then that could have been something that he had. You know what I'm saying? Or the blessing could be given to another entity. You know what I'm saying? So I kind of get where you're coming from with that. Um, hey, Renegade, what's going on with you? Thank you for coming in the chat, sir. Um, but no, there's a lot of things that they just kind of jumped and cut out and everything like that. But all in all, it was a great film. I loved it. And most of all, I got to go and see it with the people that I love the most. It was awesome. You just chilling. Renegade, are you a Mike fan, man? Are you think you're gonna go and see the movie? I really recommend it if you're thinking about it for real. And I'm not just saying that because I like him. Like it's actually a really great, really good film. But yeah, go out and whenever y'all get a chance, go and check it out, and let me know what y'all think. If you want to shoot me a whisper in Twitch, or send me something on the Discord. You can let me know your take on it. But with all that being said, I really don't have too much else to say about it. I'm trying to think, am I leaving anything out? I think I've really pretty much covered most of it. You say you listen to Mike? Hey man, look, even if you got a bootleg, you know what I'm saying? Like I mean, I shouldn't be telling you that, but even if you got a, you know what I'm saying, you can watch it from home or something like that. Do so. You know, there's ways. There's ways of getting around it. That's all I'm saying. So with that being said, I'm going to, go ahead and end the stream. We might be back on a little later on for Chicken Wing and Chicken Wing doing the Southern Girl show, depending on if Chicken Wing is up to it because he crying about health ailments and body all locked up and shit and acting like he, need medical assistance. So that's what that age will do. And yeah, don't be doing shit that you ain't got no business doing. At the end of the day, that's the message, sir. So with all that being said, Stunner, he tried to call you too, man. He said go help him out. Man, look, ain't no helping him. Ain't no helping him, bro. He did this to himself. I don't know if he already talked to you, but yeah. Yeah, he feeling it right now. You say you don't want no points? Nah. You say you locked up and you 31? Hey, man, look. I join the club. I be popping and locking too when I get up, so sound like Rice Krispies and shit. But that's another. But at least I'm walking though. That one in there, he out of there. So I'm gonna see can I get it right, and then we'll be back on in a little bit. But y'all, look, there you go, there you go. My body don't want to do what the mind say, and I'm starting to realize hey man, you should have been realize your damn age. It's over, dude. Yeah, we almost 50 years old. You better go ahead and stop all that shit. Rub that big. You can still see if you want to. Yeah, I can too though. I can see that you need to sit down somewhere. Let me leave this man alone, man. I see. I could cut him up all day in this stream for real, but I ain't gonna do it. I ain't gonna do it. I'ma say that for later. But yeah, I'ma check y'all out on the next one, y'all. And thank y'all for coming.